Successful. We are on the edge of the fungal swamp, Ashley. This area is mostly flooded, so it is going to be difficult to find land that we can build on.
We know how to build efficient outposts, so that's probably the easiest part. Let's look for a good spot for an outpost and try to find some resin trees while we're at it. Okay, we found the first resin tree. It looks very healthy. The resin is dripping off of it. This entire area looks a lot more fresh and lively than the other parts of the fungal swamp that we visited.
This area is one of the youngest parts of the swamp. It should not be difficult to find more of these fungal fruit bodies.
This giant fungus must be using the properties of the resin to transform the environment to a form that allows it to spread further.
I think that is a very probable assumption. However, would you call it an invasive species under these circumstances?
I guess we could, but I think that the rate at which this is happening and the geographical limitations prevent it from being a threat. However, if you're worried about that, you should notice that diverting some of the fungal resin to the center of the swamp might slow its growth, while making sure that the entire organism remains in balance.
You know that is not what I was trying to say. But if you insist on manually steering an incredibly complex biological ecosystem, then please, go ahead.
I never said that nature can make the best decisions for itself. I think we can help it.
New technology has been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting. construction is on the way, Ashley.
Excellent, Mr. Rigz. We have to compress a lot of resin to bring the great mushroom tree up to strength.
Remember that we can defend our pipelines with floating towers. We only have to provide them with AI cores and ammunition. So as long as we have a lot of power, we can build reliable defenses even on water.
We have to connect our pipelines to more than a few resin trees to gather enough resin for the great mushroom tree. Thankfully, we can connect all of the resin pipelines into a single network. I'm having strong flashbacks from our encounter with the X-Morph and the Morphium Lakes. Speaking of which, we could take advantage of Morphium towers if we transport some of that liquid here.
I am detecting a lot of movement heading our way, Ashley. We should strengthen our defenses.
There's never a dull moment. We can take advantage of the fungal resin that's abundant in this place and set up some shield generators or heavy artillery to defend this outpost. Base is under attack.
One of our buildings has been destroyed. A new technology has been developed.
New blueprints are available for crafting.
Attack is imminent. We should build stronger defenses around our base. Base
A new technology has been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting.
Strong wind is blowing from the sea. Heavy rainfall is expected.
The monsoon rainfall will force our solar panels to shut down, but wind power generation will increase.
Difficult weather conditions are over. A new technology has been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting. Research completed. detecting a large group of creatures heading towards our position. Attack is imminent. We should build stronger defenses around our base. I am sensing distant thunder strikes. They are getting closer. Prepare for a thunderstorm. A new technology has been developed.
New buildings are available for construction. The storm is getting really intense. I hope it doesn't overload our power grid.
detected an unusually large creature roaming the nearby area.
Sounds like an interesting research specimen. We should go to its location and see what we can learn. The storm is over.
This creature is extremely hostile. It can be dangerous to our base.
Kill it before it kills us. We'll finish researching it in the lab.
Threat neutralized.
I wonder what made it so aggressive. Maybe we can learn something important after researching it in a lab.
attack is imminent. We should build stronger defenses around our base. creatures are closing in. Get ready to fight. Base is under attack.
A new technology has been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting.
Tower destroyed. Resin compression level is increasing, but we still have to connect more resin trees to liquid compressors.
Okay, we're compressing enough resin to start infusing it into the great mushroom tree. We can jump back to the fungal swamp outpost.
Wait a second, Ashley. I am picking up some strange readings in the southwestern part of this area. That could be worth investigating.
What is so strange about these readings?
It is a higher than usual condensation of biomass.
Is it moving?
Yes, some of it is moving. We do not have to go there if you do not want to. Maybe it is just a swarm of hostile creatures that will come here when we are gone and wreck all of our carefully placed pipelines.
When did you learn to be sarcastic?
I was enlightened by the smell of fermented raw ammonia. Thank you for that learning experience, Ashley. I will be forever grateful.
You're welcome. Hey, this island looks unusual.
Be careful, Ashley. There's a lot of movement over there.
Monsoon winds are blowing from the sea. Heavy rain is expected. The monsoon rainfall will force our solar panels to shut down, but wind power generation will increase. Take a look at that dried out resin tree. There's a small opening at the base of its trunk.
Interesting. I sense a strong air current coming out from that opening. There must be a cave underneath.
The passage is blocked by the tree's roots. Maybe we could cut through them or blow them up?
Negative. This tree is very dry, so it could break down and fall. In addition, the surface of this island is very unstable. We could collapse the cave, and the surrounding water would flood in very quickly.
Okay, I have a different idea. We can pump some resin into this husk. It should bring it back to life and make the roots more flexible. Then we should be able to bend them or squeeze through them.
That might work. Resin compression level is increasing, but we still have to connect more resin trees to liquid compressors. difficult weather conditions are over. Ashley, we have finished saturating the mushroom tree with fungal resin. We should go there and inspect the results. Technology has been developed.
This resin is working miracles. The tree started to bloom.
We can squeeze through that opening now.
Okay, let's go spelunking. The pain in my arm is back, Mr. Rigz.
Your memories are causing that, Ashley. It's only phantom pain. We have buried the Anorix worm in the limestone caverns. This is just a small, shallow cave.
I don't like this place. Let's get through here as quickly as possible. Hermons, how did they get here? We haven't seen them in this biome.
Remember that we are on the edge of the swamp, and we do not know where this cave leads to, Ashley. We have to be careful. Destroyed. We are close to the exit, Ashley. I can feel the fresh air.
Yes, this must be it. I can see more light coming in. This land bridge looks brittle.
The cave is unstable. We should get out while we still can.
I guess you were right, Mr. Rigz. The entrance has just collapsed on us, and the water from the swamp is pouring in. We won't be able to go back through that route.
We are not that far from our outpost, Ashley. Check your map.
You're right, but this area looks isolated. Let's see what we can find here.
Careful, Ashley. There is an unusual amount of Virions around here. They are very dangerous.
Hey, look over there, further to the west. That island has some peculiar rock formations standing out from the foliage. This is a Therian nest.
Watch out, Ashley. We are being surrounded.
One of our buildings has been destroyed. I've never seen a Therian lair before. They usually don't appear in swarms, and I thought they were rather solitary alpha predators.
This island is very well hidden, and it does not look like the rest of the fungal swamp. They might have chosen this place for a specific reason.
We have to take one of these eggs back to the lab. We could learn a lot from studying it.
They are too big to lift them back to HQ with my mobile equipment. We will have to carry one back to our outpost with the gravity modulator.
Okay, that won't be easy. I bet all of the Therians in the area will start chasing us as soon as we pick it up. It should be worth the effort, though.
Remember that we cannot go back through that cave. We have to find our way back to the outpost through the swamp. New blueprints are available for crafting. lost the Furion egg, Ashley. We will have to pick up a new one from the Furion lair if you still want to research it.
We did it, Mr. Rigz. We brought the Furion egg in one piece.
Congratulations, Ashley. The egg is on its way to our alien research lab.
Great. I can't wait to know more about this species.
The fungal resin compression level has decreased. We have to bring it back before we can start infusing it into the great mushroom tree. Warning! I am detecting movement coming in from all directions.
I think we've really made them mad this time. Prepare for battle, Mr. Rigz. Okay, we're compressing enough resin to start infusing it into the great mushroom tree. We can jump back to the fungal swamp outpost.
Research completed. Technology has been developed. New buildings are available for construction.
Base is under attack.
Destroyed. One of our portals has been destroyed.
A building has been destroyed.
A new technology has been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting.
Are fierce fighters. It's good we don't usually see them in attack waves against our bases.
Ashley, our laboratory has finished analyzing the Furion egg while we were fighting.
Interesting.
That egg is roughly 84 years old, and based on its stage of development, it should take about 5 or 6 more years to hatch.
That's approximately 20 times longer than the eggs of any known Earth-based species. This could also explain why we never see these creatures in large numbers. They must be very good at hiding and guarding their nests.
A new technology has been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting. The fungal resin compression level has decreased. We have to bring it back before we can start infusing it into the great mushroom tree.
Okay, we're compressing enough resin to start infusing it into the great mushroom tree. We can jump back to the fungal swamp outpost.
Research completed. Crafting completed.
We're back, Mr. Rigz. I love the majestic awe of the great mushroom tree, even in its damaged state. I hope we can bring it back to its full glory.
We have enough fungal resin to start the transfusion, Ashley. We need to decompress it and connect a pipeline to the west side of the tree trunk.
Okay, let's get to work then. The resin is flowing into the trunk of the great mushroom tree very rapidly. I thought it was going to take months to saturate, but it looks like it's taking in everything that we pump into it.
Ashley, I have bad news again. One of the underground Darkthorn tendrils has just activated. It is sending resin up north.
The increased energy flux must have brought it back to life. We have to cut it off.
There is a lot of movement in that area of the swamp. I think that it already activated a large Canceroth lair.
There's no getting around this. We have to go there and destroy that abomination once and for all.
Mission area expanded. Please check your map. Technology has been developed.
New buildings are available for construction.
This island is a fortress. We have to punch through it layer by layer.
I am detecting a large number of creature nests on this island. We should destroy them to weaken the resistance.
Look at all that corrupted growth. We have to burn it all. We can't let it spread any further.
Ashley, the great mushroom tree has almost completely stopped taking in the resin from the pipeline.
Okay, it looks like it's reached full saturation. Now we need to wait for the resin to work its magic. Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
Research completed.
A new group of hostile creatures is coming from a nearby nest.
Technology has been developed. New buildings are available for construction. I have new information about the fungal species, Ashley.
Finally, what can you tell me about it?
We should be careful about what types of weapons we use against it. The soft fungal layers make it very resistant to explosions from artillery, rockets, or other standard area effect weapons.
Okay, so how do we kill it?
Heat-based weapons should be good against them. But I need more data samples to confirm that.
Mr. Rigz, we've destroyed all of the Canceroth spawners. The Darkthorn growth is crumbling. Mr. Rigz? Hello?
Wait a moment, Ashley.
What is it? What is going on?
We have cut off the resin flow to the north, but now we will have to deal with whatever has already grown there. Something massive is coming our way.
How big is this threat?
Thousands of creatures and a huge amount of condensed biomass. Ashley, we do not have a lot of time. We have to bring up all of the defenses that we can muster.
If the Canceroth reach the west side of the Great Tree, it's game over. They'll infect the entire organism through that opening and multiply like crazy, thanks to all the resin that we've already pumped in there. That could have catastrophic consequences.
This is going to be the largest attack that we have ever faced, Ashley. This is not a joke. The clock is ticking.
Okay, then there's no time to waste. If they're all coming in from the north, then we can focus our defenses accordingly. We can set up lines of defense that we can fall back to one by one.
That is a good idea, Ashley. Remember that we can build floating towers. They might be expensive, but we can place them in front of our land-based defenses. Base is under attack.
A new group of hostile creatures is coming from a nearby nest. Buildings has been destroyed.
We are almost here, Ashley. We have to pick up the pace.
I'm doing my best, Mr. Rigz. Let's stay positive.
Research completed. Danger! Multiple hostile attack groups have entered the area. I am maximizing the output of all combat systems.
This is it. It's either us or them.
A new technology has been developed. New buildings are available for construction. disrupt biomass has entered the area.
We can't allow it to breach our defenses. If it gets through, it's going to roll over our base.
Excellent. Do you know how to kill them now?
They are very susceptible to extreme temperatures. Cryogenic and fire-based effectors should be very effective against them.
That's good information, but most fire and cryo-based weapons don't have a lot of stopping power. How do we kill them before they get to our walls?
You can try energy-based weapons like plasma or lasers. They should be significantly more effective than regular kinetic ammunition.
Okay, that makes sense. I think we can stop them with that.
The building has been destroyed. Research completed. Crafting completed. Crafting completed. is clear of all Cancerot presence. We did it, Ashley. We survived.
Unbelievable. I don't think we've ever faced an attack of this scale before. I need some rest.
You deserve it, Ashley. Catch your breath, and then we should go check how the great mushroom tree is doing after the resin infusion.
Wow, the tree is blooming. We saved it, Mr. Rigz. And look at the upper levels. I can see new branches grow in front of our eyes. That's absolutely amazing.
Amazing and disturbing at the same time, Ashley.
What do you mean?
The pace at which the tree is regenerating is totally out of control. It is gaining tons of biomass every minute, and we have no idea when it is going to stop growing.
You shouldn't be so surprised, Mr. Rigz. We've pumped an enormous amount of fungal resin into the tree. Getting it back into shape was our goal from the beginning.
Yes, but don't you think that we might have overdone it? It was supposed to slowly regenerate, but now it looks like it is going to grow much larger than it was before.
You're jumping to conclusions, Mr. Rigz. The energy potential of the fungal resin is immense, but it's not infinite. I'm sure the regeneration process is going to slow down very soon.
Either way, I think that it is growing much too fast. Uncontrolled cellular growth often leads to gene corruption and various mutations. These hyper-regenerative properties of the fungal resin might have mutated the naturally growing thorn vine into dog thorn and later into the cancerot. We are playing with fire, Ashley.
There is a lot of sense in what you're saying, but I think that now that we've healed this organism, it will be able to remain in balance. Evolutionary processes on Galatea 37 are much faster than on Earth. But either way, this ecosystem is thousands, if not millions, of years old. Even if we risk another mutation, I think we should be able to notice it early and take appropriate measures if that happens.
I think that leaving this organism intact is an unnecessary risk. We should sterilize this area with a thermonuclear explosion.
I think that it will be enough if we cauterize the opening through which we've pumped the resin. The chitin wall of the tree should harden momentarily. We can monitor this biome remotely after that's done. Let's give it some time to heal.
Ashley, please, think this through. We can erase this threat by overloading the rift station within our outpost building. I can start that procedure from that location, if you change your mind.
The great mushroom tree is quickly returning to its former glory. The entire ecosystem of the fungal swamp is buzzing with more life than ever. I believe that the Canceroth threat was a natural mutation that came to life from the wondrous properties of the fungal resin and an unknown set of random circumstances. We treated this disease by removing the darkthorn and Canceroth presence, just like a surgeon removes dead tissue. The medicine we applied came from the very patient that we were healing. We didn't need to invent new artificial solutions. We simply transfused the resin from a strong, healthy part of the organism to the dying one. I feel proud that we were able to intervene in a situation that was clearly endangering this ecosystem and solve the problem by returning balance to nature itself.
How can you be certain that what we did here is going to be enough to prevent the Canceroth from reappearing?
On the contrary, Mr. Rigz, it might very well appear once again, but we did the best we could to prevent that from happening. Our automated facilities will remain in this area and will notify us of any anomalous growth that could endanger our presence on Galatea 37.
I am not detecting any immediate threats in this area, Ashley. What would you like to do next?
We have finished our mission in the fungal swamp, Mr. Rigz. We can take advantage of the fungal resin that we accumulated in our liquid compression network. We could even use it to power the rift station back at our HQ, or to easily set up shield generators wherever we want to.
That is a powerful resource indeed. If there is nothing left to do for us in this biome, we can return to our primary objectives.
Or we could try to find a good resource mining location within the fungal swamp. The mineral deposits around the great mushroom tree are not that impressive.
There is a particularly resource-rich location not far from here. I will mark it for you.
Thank you, Mr. Rigz. We can go there to set up a mining outpost, or we can also leave that for some other time.
That is up to you, Ashley. We can go there or return to our primary objectives. Research completed.